Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're doing something a little bit different. So this channel is Joe Catapalia talking about building shipping container homes and tiny homes and whatever else we decide to build. But I've been told that my viewers are owed an origin story. So I'm actually getting a couple of subscribers that aren't people I know. Got up to 45, and I'm pretty sure I don't have that many friends. So some of you people have no idea who it is that you're listening to talking about building shipping container homes. And so the YouTube gurus say I'm supposed to tell you a little bit about myself. Once my channel got a few people, and yes, I am listening to YouTube gurus because I am just a real estate guru. It's a hat. It's a joke. Okay, don't take it too seriously. But so yeah, I'm gonna tell you, and also I used the greatest superhero. I don't know if anybody wants to fight about that. We can, because there's just really no argument here. But so, yeah, just going to quickly, less than 15 minutes, because I'm still not paying for the upgraded software to do the screencast-o-matic things with for more than 15 minutes at a time. If you notice, sometimes I rush at the end. That's why. I'm going to just give you a quick whole life story, like where I came from and how I got to this shipping container home building stuff. So starting off as a kid, basically the only thing I cared about was martial arts. I took classes at several different places. I competed on a national level, kickboxing, full contact taekwondo. Early UFCs came out, and I thought, ooh, that's what I'm going to do with my life. That's about all. I also did some other stuff as a kid. I was a drummer in a punk band. Just a lot of ridiculous bad decisions. And if you remember my catchphrase, right? I'll keep making mistakes so you don't have to. I started really early. The next thing I did, I joined the Navy, and I was in a SWCC operator. A lot of people don't know what that is. I'm not going to go into it too much because it doesn't have a lot to do with what I'm doing now. But if you ever just feel like Googling it, it was a fun time. We did, what I did is go to South America, and we would train like the Colombian Marines when we go to Colombia on how to board small boats and search them for drugs and stuff like that. So it was an interesting job. Did that for 4 years. Was something that I used to pay for college. Not a whole lot related to what I'm doing now, although I would say that it's a good indication of the level of risk I'm comfortable with, right? And I think that has carried over into the way I've dealt with my career in business and everything. After that, I got out and went to LSU. I started as a philosophy major because that's what Bruce Lee majored in. And so naturally, that's the right thing to do. Although I changed my major 4 or 5 times, sometime during that period of time, read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was actually after I had dropped out because my GI Bill stopped paying for my school because of some error. And I realized, ooh, money's important. And so I had to stop going for 1 semester, make some money, figure out what that problem was, fixed it, went back. But in that time period, realized I need to learn more about money. Read that book, read about 100 other real estate books. So that's when that sort of idea started going. I even tried to do a couple of wholesale deals. For those of you that are interested in the real estate investing side of this, the stuff that I'm talking about, they didn't go well. I'll probably talk about those more some other time. But one of the good things that happened here is I met my wife, so that was exciting. I put the little wedding dress icon, but we didn't get married yet. But that's when I met her. Probably the best thing that came out of going to LSU. Although I did get a general studies degree, finally, because by the end, I had switched majors so many times, it was quicker to just do that, and I knew I was going to go to Texas A&M for their Masters of Land Economics and Real Estate. So that was the next move. While I was there, actually, I think it was like a couple days before school started, I bought this duplex. That was my first investment property that actually worked out. I bought it with less than no money down. I did forget to mention, and I think this is important, one of the first things that I read about real estate was, or that I one of those late night infomercial. It was Carlton Sheets, no money down system. I actually used some of his strategies today. I think it was, obviously it was very scammy, but at the same time, he had a lot of good info in there. And it was, so some of those strategies I have used. I bought this property with no money down. Not too big of a secret. I'll talk more about that deal some other time if people have any interest in the real estate investing side of things. I know it's not really about shipping container homes, tiny homes, the other stuff that I'm used to talking about, but this was affordable housing. I did have a Section 8 tenant. So yeah, got a master's degree in land economics and real estate. And then, and that's also when I got married. And then I moved on to working in commercial real estate. I worked primarily on the finance side. I'm using a very generic thing here because in a short period of time, I think I had 9 different jobs. I got out, I started in December of 2006. So I had about 6 or 7 months of good times. And then, the August 2007 is the first time the CMBS market locked up and things went astray, right? I mean, that was really the beginning. Commercial started downturning before I think they saw it on the residential side. So I changed jobs a lot, really just to stay employed. Oh, and I don't know why I didn't remember this earlier, but please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm supposed to say that in the beginning, and I never remember to say that in the beginning. Sorry. I am going to do better. So yeah, anyway, that went on for, I don't even know, maybe 5 or 6 years, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, right around there. I learned a lot. I did over $2 billion worth of transactions, and that's with a B. None of those were commission based. Those were all, I was an employee working for a company, doing acquisitions or analysis or development. But so I got to do a whole bunch of deals for other people, although at that time I still wasn't doing very much for myself. I had the duplex. I bought another single family home that I did that, 80-20, so that I didn't have to put anything down, using a product that doesn't really exist today. Got involved in a 10-unit place, brought some partners in with that. So did some other real estate along the way, but really mostly worked as an employee in that industry. Finally, it had just been rough for quite a while. A lot of the position, I did move into roles that were commission based, and so I wasn't really earning as much money as I had hoped. I had a job where we primarily tried to finance hotels, and that business had just disappeared, and that's what I was doing right when the first crash happened. Hotels and other very large commercial properties. I got into self-storage pretty heavily, finance as well. Somewhere along that line I also managed a self-storage facility, just because I wasn't, it was tough to stay in commercial real estate. I kept moving to companies that would go out of business or have huge rounds of layoffs. Actually never got laid off, but it's because I would always jump to somewhere else before that would happen. So finally decided to go back to school. I went to law school, focused all of my attention on real estate related law, although there's not like majors in law school, but you can basically the second 2 years you can pick whatever classes you want to. And so I did all business and real estate related classes. That's when I had my son. Obviously he didn't come out of me, he came out of my wife there. I forgot what, right there. That's where that guy came from. That was a fun time. Actually, law school, another part of the reason that I did that, I hadn't been feeling well for like a number of years, and I thought, school was really like a break for me, and that's why we decided to have a child at that time as well. We'd sort of put it off during all the working time, but I really enjoyed law school. It was very relaxing because I just like to read and learn. And it's like, you don't even have to do any work in law school. There's one test at the end of each class, each semester, which is amazing. If I could just do that my whole life, I probably would. Went on, practiced real estate law for a really short period of time. I was in North Jersey and worked mostly on New York City development deals. did some other refinancing of large commercial properties. It was pretty normal for us to work on a deal that was 100 or 150 million dollars. Quite a bit different than what I'm doing right now on my own account. But it was interesting work. So I left there because I was getting sick. I put these in the wrong order. So I think I've mentioned it before, but I have a chronic disease, but it took a long time to diagnose it. Now it just sort of makes me a little bit tired more often, and I go to the doctor a lot more. And I don't really work full time because of it, but pretty close now. But I didn't know what was going on with me then, and so I really wasn't working. It was really hard for me to do, work as an attorney. So I left there. I actually started a company where I was finding trash and building furniture out of it. It was called Unbroken Furniture. We had it was a LLC that I formed. Made not great money, but it was something that I could do when I was feeling well, and it didn't require anything of me the rest of the time. But even also during that time, I was like selling stuff on eBay, like really just whatever I could to make ends meet. But then I just got really too sick to where I couldn't do anything. I was out of work for, I don't know, a couple years. But once I finally started figuring out what was going on, we moved to Texas. I went to work for Birdie Properties as a real estate agent, focusing only on selling properties to investors. I know I don't talk about it at all on this channel or much, but that's really what I do with most of my time today. I mean, that's how I'm making a living. That's how I'm funding these projects that I'm doing, is helping other investors find properties, mostly for short-term rental or for just traditional rentals. Not too much flipping or those sorts of things. But so that's what I've been doing for the last, I guess, 3 years, or 2.5 years, 3 years, somewhere around there. It's a lot of fun. It also gives me a ton of flexibility so that I can work on my own projects. I can just take a nap on days that I'm not doing too well, which, there are still plenty of those. So a lot of fun. And then so while I was there, we have a really great short-term rental management team. And I realized, I've sold some of those properties to investors, and I've just realized how well they do. And that got me interested in buying some of my own. But I thought instead of buying, I couldn't really find the deals that I was looking for, so I wanted to build some. And that's what got me to this shipping container and tiny homes, right? I think that they're ideal for short-term rentals. If you're going to go on vacation and you're going to rent a home, why not rent something cool? As I was researching that, came across quite a few channels, or a couple of channels, where people talk about this, but not giving all the details that I would like. I've messed up a whole bunch so far, and I'm not even that far along yet in my projects. And those are the things that I really wish people spent more time talking about. Not what you should do, because I can find a whole bunch of information on that. But I'd like a lot more on what you shouldn't do. What did you try that didn't work out? And so that's what I've been talking about that a little bit. In that regard, hopefully tomorrow or the next day, I'll be able to give you another update on the foundation for my first shipping container project. And also, I think I have a new a new architect for the tiny home, which maybe now is not going to be with a shipping container. I'm not sure. But in any case, reminder again, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and comment. I'd be interested if you'd comment on what didn't you know or what was unexpected about my background. Because I know a lot of the people at this point didn't really know me. And that's about it. That's where I've come from. And I think I'll talk more about where I'm hoping to go. But until next time, I will keep making mistakes so you don't have to.